There are comebacks that excite, and then there are comebacks that transform. With the passage, AHOF doesn't just return, they confront. In a world of perfectly polished performances and bright, comforting narratives, AHOF has chosen the harder road, to reveal what's fragile, uncomfortable, and real. Their new mood film, The Passage, Our Path, released through official SNS channels, is not just a visual teaser but a quiet revolution, a meditation on growth, loss, and becoming. It's a story about stepping out of innocence and into understanding, about crossing the line between boyhood and adulthood with courage and vulnerability. This direction, raw, introspective, and deeply emotional, is a testament to AHOF's bravery. Few groups in their stage of career would dare to confront such heavy, human themes: anxiety, rivalry, failure, and the longing to heal. Yet, AHOF has done exactly that. They don't just perform their music, they live it, embracing imperfection as part of their art. From the first frame, the film carries the muted tension of preparation, the quiet hum before performance, the kind of silence that speaks louder than words. The 8 members of AHOF move through a dimly lit rehearsal space, adjusting props, practicing in isolation, and testing devices without dialogue. Yet, every glance, every pause, every breath carries emotional weight. The mood is introspective, somber, and deeply human. It's not a glamorous depiction of the stage, but an unfiltered portrayal of what comes before the spotlight: exhaustion, doubt, fear, and determination. What makes The Passage so captivating is its silence. The absence of dialogue allows each movement to resonate as emotional language. Daisuke's quiet struggle under the pressure of expectations echoes the painful reality many young artists face in competitive environments. Steven's silent observation feels like a mirror of mentorship, a reflection of someone who once bore the same weight and now chooses to protect, to understand. It's the generational echo of experience, where pain becomes empathy. Park Ji-won's frustration during practice reveals the fragility behind ambition, while Park Han and Jaeil's forced laughter hides deeper anxieties, a glimpse into how performers learn to smile through invisible battles. Cha Won-ki, facing himself in the mirror, embodies one of the most striking metaphors in the film. To act is to perform a lie, but to feel pain is to be real. His script, titled Growing Pains, recalls Pinocchio, the wooden boy who wished to be real, suggesting that for AHOF, maturity comes not from perfection, but from confronting one's own flaws. Seo Jong-woo's nervous gaze toward his seniors signifies the internal tension between deference and defiance. But when he, along with the others, stops to meet their seniors' eyes, something transformative happens. The silence breaks, not through words, but through collective resolve. In that moment, they stop being individuals burdened by fear and become a unit defined by courage. Although only 8 members appear in The Passage due to Chien-'s hiatus, his absence is felt like a quiet heartbeat behind every frame. The spaces between the members, the pauses, the lingering gazes, seem to carry the invisible outline of where he should be. In that way, The Passage becomes not only a story of growth, but also one of longing, the ache of moving forward while carrying the weight of someone missing. Chien-'s silence becomes part of the film's emotional fabric. The members' unspoken understanding, their shared effort to push forward, feels like a tribute to him, an acknowledgement that their path continues, but never forgets those who helped shape it. His absence mirrors the reality of change, that growing up often means learning to move, even when the people we started with cannot walk beside us, at least for now. Through this lens, The Passage feels like AHOF's quiet promise, that even in transition, their unity endures. That they will run toward the light not just as 8 on screen, but as 9 in heart. As the film nears its end, the 8 members smile and run toward the light, a moment that lingers not as triumph but as transcendence. It is not victory over others, but over themselves. The light does not symbolize fame or success. It represents clarity, acceptance, and becoming. AHOF's The Passage is a meditation on transition, from boyhood to adulthood, from imitation to authenticity. Where their debut project Who We Are celebrated potential and identity-seeking youth, the passage turns inward, confronting the in-between, the raw and uneasy space where one must first lose who they were to become who they are. Each member embodies a different stage of this passage. Steven sees in Daiska the version of himself who once left home for a dream. Shuaibo dims the lights for Juan not just to help him see, but as a gesture of understanding, the empathy of someone who's known what it means to be burned by the stage's harsh glare. Han recognizes the cost behind JL's passion, that dreams are not given, they are carved from sacrifice. Jongwoo, sweeping sand from the stage, becomes symbolic of cleansing memory, erasing parts of his former self, the actor, to make space for the idol he is becoming. If the passage explores who they were, then the next step, possibly hinted through Foha, mirrors who they are and will become. The passage, then, isn't just a movement forward, it's a reflection, an ongoing dialogue between past and present. It's the mirror every artist must face, the younger self that dreamed, the current self that struggles, and the future self still taking shape. Your insight that the passage represents reflection is crucial. Every act of growth requires loss, of innocence, of illusion, of former identities. AHOF doesn't romanticize that process. They honor it. They allow imperfection, anxiety, and failure to become part of their artistry. In that way, AHOF's genre is humanity. They perform not as untouchable idols but as people navigating real emotions, unguarded and raw. AHOF's strength lies in their difference. Each member, from distinct backgrounds and personal histories, carries a separate story, a unique puzzle piece. Some edges had to be bent, some colors softened, for them to fit together. But it is precisely through these imperfections that AHOF forms something new, a constellation that shouldn't have existed, yet does, shining all the brighter for its brokenness. In the end, the passage is not merely a teaser or concept film. It is a rite of passage, an allegory of growth, not the polished kind often marketed, but the messy, uncertain kind that defines what it means to live and create. Through this short but emotionally dense film, AHOF extends an invitation to walk with them through confusion, to reflect on your own journey, and to embrace the bittersweet truth that becoming who we are often means letting go of who we were. Their message is simple yet profound. To grow is to lose is to begin again, and to begin again is to be reborn, together. And with the passage, AHOF has done just that, stepping out of the boyhood they once inhabited, and into the vast, luminous unknown that is adulthood. Even as Chi En's seat remains unfilled, the story of AHOF continues, not incomplete, but still unfolding. Because the passage, as they've shown, is not a destination. It's a journey that waits, endures, and welcomes every return. What makes the passage remarkable isn't just its emotional depth, but the bravery behind it. AHOF and their creative team, from El Capadexan to the producers, directors, and staff, have chosen truth over comfort, honesty over perfection. They've created something that doesn't just entertain but feels. In tackling themes of anxiety, loneliness, and resilience, they've proven that courage in artistry isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet decision to keep going, to tell the truth, and to face the mirror, no matter what it shows. And that's what makes AHOF's comeback so powerful. Not just that they're returning, but that they're becoming.